Good afternoon, everybody. We are going to begin discussing the best way we can problem solve. This is our problem solving wheel, and we will be referring to it throughout our entire lessons on problem solving, okay? The first step in our problem solving wheel that we will be discussing is how do we identify a problem. So we're going to start talking about the differences between a small problem and a big problem. So first, let us just focus on identifying a problem. How about we go ahead and begin, and we all kind of talk about different problems and that we may face on any given day. Raise your hand and we will write down a list of problems that we have identified. So this is where I would be on my whiteboard and I will be writing down the list of things that the children talk about that they face on the problems they face on any given day. After they've finished and they have all given different ideas, I would go forth with the lesson. Okay, so this is a great list of problems that we can use to begin discussing the differences between a big problem and a small problem. First, we're going to watch a video that's going to highlight a little bit of the differences between a small problem and a big problem. So this is where on a smartboard I will upload the video, having it ready to go, and we will begin watching this quick little video on small problems and big problems. Now I want you to think to yourself, what might be a small problem and what might be a big problem? Then I want you to share with the person sitting next to you and discuss whether you agree or disagree with their examples of a small problem and of a big problem, because not everybody thinks the same way. Then you're going to share your ideas and if you agreed with your peers. So this is a strategy called Think, Pair, Share. It is a research-based strategy. After the students have done that and have shared their thoughts with their partner and with the class, we will then start applying our knowledge. Each student will be given a big and little card. One side will say big, one side will say little. And then we will read scenarios on different types of problems, and each student will vote using the cards. So it's a quick little fun game for them to show their knowledge. All right, guys, so here's your cards. Okay, good job. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is that I'm going to read a problem, and you're going to use your cards, and you're going to tell me if it's a big problem or a little problem. Okay, so let's try it all together first. So you break your leg. Is that a big problem or a little problem? Don't shut out. Use your card. Very good. Yeah, that's a pretty big problem, I think, because that hurts a lot. And you have to go to the doctor. You got to get a splint. You got to get a lot of things, and it costs lots of money. All right, let's go on to the next one. There is nothing at all to eat in your house all week. You are not picked to be first in line. So here I will continue to read through the 11 different scenarios, and the students will continue to vote on whether they think the problem is big or little, and we will have discussions throughout each scenario on why they feel that way, and if somebody doesn't agree, why they don't agree, such as your pet dying, the lunch menu changing at the last minute, art is canceled, your friend believes in Santa Claus and you don't, or a friend chooses to play with someone at recess that you don't like. These are all typical scenarios that children in elementary will face, so it's very understanding for them to get involved. They're scenarios they understand. So once we finish the scenarios that are already generated, as time allows, students will be allowed to generate their own scenarios for the class. And then the class will vote on whether or not it is a big problem or a little problem. And then we can have discussions about that. So this really is an eye-opener for a lot of our disabled kids to kind of get an understanding of a big problem and a little problem. And it can also be used to elaborate on problems when students come and they're having an issue in the classroom. Is it a big problem that requires adult interaction, or is it a small problem that they can handle themselves? So it really helps set up that individual relationships that they can develop and their problem solving skills so they can solve their own problems and not require an adult to intercede. I hope you all like this lesson, and I hope it was very informative for you, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.